Hi, everybody. Welcome back and happy Saturday. All right, guys. Well, I don't know if you're on the island, if you're on Hilton Head Island. We are getting ready to get into the PGA Tour, which is insane. Everywhere has been an absolute nightmare this morning. Normally, like my 10-minute, I know this sounds so stupid, by the way. This sounds so dumb, but everywhere that I go that normally takes like 10 minutes is taking like 45. So if you're on the island, just beware. Now, with that, guys, we have Bethany Frankel in, well, I guess yeah, it was an interviewed Patrick McDonald, who was a producer on 13 different seasons of Bravo. So he came out recently and talked about Bravo, and then she wanted to sit down and do an interview with him. And I thought that was interesting. So before we jump in, if you guys haven't already, go ahead and pop off in the comment section. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And I think we can just dive into it. Like, it's wild. He said pretty much it's a bummer to productions when cast members get sober. So he's exposing the fact that, from what he's saying, that Bravo wants their production crew, well, their, I guess, cast to be drunk. We didn't know that, like, I mean, we can always say that and think that, but I guess kind of we knew that, but I think hearing it from somebody else, it's a little bit more different. Going into it, I guess. He said it's not fun for Bravo when they get sober. We're going to get into more of it, and I'm also going to play a clip. But Patrick McDonald, he was a former Bravo producer, and he said, in his own words, it's a bummer to the network's producers when a cast member gets sober. All right. Now, on Bethany Frankel's Just Be With Bethany podcast, Patrick expressed concerns about how addiction storylines are handled, saying the addiction and substance abuse storylines are always made, especially for somebody like me, to make me feel a little uneasy, because he has struggled with this himself. He said he's a former addict, and I think you guys saw that on a previous video that I did. But then moving on, him and also Bethany suggested that reality stars receive better treatment when generating dramatic, alcohol-fueled content, saying stars get better treatment if they are creating boozy drama. I don't know how Bravo is going to handle this. I do wonder, like, are they going to be pissed? Are they going to handle it good? I don't know how there would be a good way to handle this. I think that they probably wish that maybe they wouldn't have fired this man, because the guy became an adult film star, and that is why he was blackballed from all of the production companies. That's why he's no longer currently working with them, and that's why he decided to speak out. But they also pointed to instances like Sheena Shea of Vanderpump Rules being demoted to a friend status due to less dramatic storylines. And regarding the lawsuit filed by Leah McSweeney, Patrick commented on the challenges of maintaining sobriety on reality TV, saying, I can't imagine trying to stay or get sober while being one of these castmates. But he also criticized the working conditions on set, saying toxic work culture is a real thing. All right, let me just play the clip. Here we go.
How many hours in a row are you working without sleep and food?
Content is king. That's the thing that you hear the most doing these shows. This blanket umbrella used to justify putting all these crew members through extreme working conditions.
The trips are designed to push people to their limits. Somebody has to be filming that, so the crew experience the same exhaustion but with no upside.
It's gotten crazy, and every year it needs to push the envelope. And the pressures that are put upon crews and producers are just insane.
Is mental health, substance abuse, emotional abuse, and sobriety, is it exploited on these shows?
Yes. Throwing clay pots, throwing plates that are breaking over cameraman's heads, throwing knives.
Jesus.
If I can impart some change on my way out, then why would I not want to do that? Let's start looking at what some of these people are saying. Let's start believing some of these people.
How many hours in a
Okay. All right. So, if you guys are not familiar with this man on the left, he was a former producer for Bravo reality shows, and he revealed that the network's productions often view cast member sobriety as a disadvantage, preferring that the cast members exhibit alcohol fueled behavior to bring the drama on screen. But Patrick, who himself, he's sober after battling a meth addiction, he shared that he was not comfortable with how addiction and substances and substance abuse storylines are handled, describing them as fragile and often exploited for entertainment purposes. Now, he and Bethany Frankel did discuss the notion that reality stars receive more favorable treatment when involved in dramatic alcohol related content, saying that here's an example: Sheena Shea was demoted due to less provocative storylines. If you guys don't know, like Sheena, and I know this for a fact because I've been around Sheena for a long time, she's not a big drinker. She'll drink when she wants. And if she does, she'll have like one or two. But it's not like Sheena's not going out there and just getting like wasted. She's not falling over tables. She's not acting like an enraged psychopath. And maybe that is less interesting to the narrative that is trying to be perpetuated, if that makes sense. But, yeah. Okay. Now, the discussion also comes Sweeney's lawsuit against Bravo, alleging that the network pressured her to abandon her sobriety for better television. For me, I look at Leah McSweeney's lawsuit against Bravo like I think it is a cash grab. I truly, truly do. I think that she was very open with us in her first season being on the Real Housewives of New York. I think that the woman, she made it very well known that she started her company with money that she received from a lawsuit. And I think that she realized that she was probably not going to be on another one of these shows. So at the end of the day, why not just try to sue and like walk away? Like, it doesn't matter. Who cares if I'm blackballed by the network or NBC? Because really, it doesn't. Who gives a shit? I'm not going to be back anyway, so I might as well take everything I can get from it. And that's what it's giving me. Because if you're saying, oh, well, they knew I was sober and they wouldn't give me time to go to AA during filming, I look at just, I don't know who works at a restaurant, a bank, a normal business that can just be like, you know what? Not only do I need to take my lunch break today, but I have an AA meeting at 2:00. So that's going to be about 2 hours. So I need to take that too. And you guys need to honor that because I'm an alcoholic. No, that's not a thing. And if there was alcohol around you while filming and you think that that's rude, then I don't want to see you at a restaurant where there's alcohol. I don't want to see you go to somebody's house where there's alcohol. I don't want to see you at an event where there's alcohol. I don't want to see you anywhere where there's alcohol. Because if you're applying this to Bravo specifically, then I think that it should be applied to everything. So I think that Leah McSweeney is a weak example, and we're going to see where that lands. Now, Patrick McDonald also highlighted the toxic work environment on set, including long working hours and violent altercations, which you heard him talk about in that little clip that I just shared with you. And those contributed to his decision to leave the industry and pursue a career on OnlyFans, where he could be in control of his own content and also be this adult film star that he wanted to be. So Bravo has not officially responded to these allegations. Do I think that they will? Probably not. But am I curious to see what you guys have to say? Yeah, 100%. I love you guys. Pop off in the comment section, smash that like button, show some love, and here we go.